Okay guys, I like to repeat certain things from this page. So I am gonna make a new page. Let's see, let's cut this the same size as this one. Let's score. Let's score a 1 inch and then fold this. So it's the same front page as we did with page 1. So we're going to cut this a 5 inch. And there we have our first thing. Alright, on here we are going to make a pocket, and I can't use this piece, so we do need another page. Let's create a large one, and let's see how deep. We're gonna make a 4 inch. So we can cut this a 4.5 because we did made that 1/2 inch. And then we're just gonna score here a hinge. I hope it goes well today. I had a very difficult morning, well, difficult night as well. I told you yesterday that my back was again not well. It's been a long time, so I'm not complaining. No, I'm not complaining, because I think it's 1.5 years ago that I had my last back pains. So I'm not complaining whatsoever. I'm just reminding of how terrible the pain is. But alright, so this is, wait, the tunnel. Put that away for just a second. This is our little page, and this is our pocket. What's on here? That's with white. You do see, well, there is going something on. Anyways, yeah, I thought I could do the paint without heavy painkillers, but no, it's definitely not. Tonight at 1:30 I could not sleep from the pain. I was still awake, could not get a nice move with laying, and oh my gosh, I was getting up and just getting a heavy painkiller, but I hate to get that one because it's making me nauseous, and I hate it. But yeah, sometimes it's needed. So so I knew this morning it's gonna took me some longer time that I am fully, well, not awake, but feeling a little bit better, because the oxy really gets me out. But yeah, it's definitely needed, otherwise I can't function whatsoever. And then it only takes longer and longer before my back is even better, so it's very needed that I move normally and not. And like I walked yesterday evening, it was totally in an angle, not straight. So yeah, I definitely walked like the pain. So that is not what we want. Alright, so we have a nice big pocket. So I was just testing it out. I just had lunch. Well, no, yeah, it's lunchtime, but I did had a nice cup of soup. We are going to do on top here a little flippable pieces, so we can, I think we can use, no, this is too short. Let's grab just a new page. So we use this or this direction. I think we can use this direction. Yeah, but I'm not complaining, guys. I am not. We are going to cut the same size as, can I then use two? Yep. We're going to use the same size as our pocket. But it's gonna, yeah, it's been such a long time, and now I am a few weeks ahead of my most wanted holiday this year, so I definitely I can't use it right now. I definitely can't. Well, you never ever can use it. We're gonna make a 1/2 inch, because we're gonna make a few waterfall pages. Not sure how large, but at least we are going to make the same size as the pocket, and then 1/2 inch pieces. And then I think, what happens if I'm just going to cut this in half? Is that stupid? Or you definitely want to know how large this is, of course. Alright, let's check it out. How large shall we make that? Let's make it a 5. A 5 inch. Alright, let's do that. A 5 inch. And there we go. Not sure how many, but for now I have 4 pieces. So the same size as your pocket. Alright, let's see. Let's put, oh, I might can cut this one a little smaller. Yeah, I definitely need to cut these down just a little bit. I'm gonna use my fiskars for that. Definitely need a little narrow. Yep, this is better. And are these then? These are the same, but just a tiny little bit. Okay, I think that's better. Alright, so we have these 4 pieces. Two, 3, 4. Yep, I think 4 is more than enough. Alright, put some tape on. And I still need to tell what I did in Germany. So yeah, where did I left off? We are just arriving and seeing a beautiful house. Yeah, so we split the bedrooms. So we had one area of the house, and the family had the other side of the house. Yeah, what can I tell? It was absolutely very German. Very cute. And there was also a big lake. But I must say, there was not that much activity. On the lake there also was water skiing things, but it was so, even it's a top season, it was so nothing to do. Not much people biking. Well, not much. We did not see any people biking. Hiking as well. I think we saw one couple during the week who was hiking on the spots that where we were biking. So yeah, it was so boring with people, at least. And also the little towns were just, where are all the people? It was like a feeling that it was each time, each day, a Sunday. That feeling it was. Well, at least in the town there where we slept. And there was a bigger town a little bit further, and that one was a little bit more activity, but also not much. So we have a nice pocket at the back and 4 pages here, and that is more than enough. I don't want to make it too bulky, so this I am going to keep it like that. And maybe we are going to do one more. I have a leftover piece one here. Let's create this the same size. So there was a bigger town, and we had to drive to there to even get to a restaurant. So yeah, that was very strange, very strange. Not much shops were open. It was all dead. Alright, this one goes at the bottom. And then I just want to see what kind of closure that I want. So we make this the same size as this one. Then it still overlaps this one, and then you have 5 the same pieces. You also can score this. I always think you always can cut things. If you move this to the back, then you have a nice extra little tuck spot. Alright, that I love. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna decide what we want here for the closure. I think a nice thread closure that we always like, or a swing tab. That is also a nice thing to do. Let's see if we have a nice image for that. For example, that is cute, isn't it? Yes, 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 yes. Do we have? Yeah, we have other ones, but I think this one fits to the job. All right, so that is the idea. So I am definitely going to make this stronger on because you definitely want this to be stronger. So I am going to put this a few layers papers to achieve that. So that is a thing that we're going to do, and we are going to attach this little guy at the bottom. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, put this at the bottom. Here we go. Cool. Alright, and then we still have that big pocket at the back. Cool. Alright. Shall we first decorate this and then go further? I think that's a good plan. Then it's not first all white and then all decorating. So we're gonna split our jobs. Alright, yes, we did use the first set completely. I still have things left that I can start with. Well, this is not completely fitting, but I can use, for example, this at the back for the pocket, for example. And we might can, well, I'm just going to use the new one. Alright, let's grab a new set. And let's see what kind of vibe that we want to achieve right here. And as I This one is the pink with green. This is pink, so I think I like them. Yeah, brown with pink, I guess, but not that of a big deal. So let's see what we come up with. Oh, what? Oh, I need to. Oh. Okay, mostly it's false alarm, but yeah, you never know. You never know. So, okay, because yeah, I do live like beside a busy thing going on. So most of the time it's traffic from the neighbors, but yeah. All right, cool. So I had several layers. I think 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. So it's nice and sturdy. I really like it. So this is going to be my swing tab, and I did the pink on the back, and I think I like to have these two. And now with this green, so the beauty of double side. Oh, this is not. Well, this is not that terrible. This is not double-sided. Well, it is double-sided, but not with designs. Alright, but that is not a big deal. You still can use this for the front. But if you have double-sided, also in the back, then it's perfect to use. Well, now it's still perfect to use. Let's see, a 1/2 inch. We also need, it's a little bit chaotic, I know. That's me. Chaotic is my middle name. Alright, so where I am gonna start with is these small bits. Always smooch the edges. There we go. And I do expect the post office guy. So, but yeah, that it was not. What kind of busyness I have as a neighbor? It's a wood. They sell wood. Larges of piles of wood. And all my life I live here, so I don't know better. But I know if I have sometimes visitors over, so during the day, especially during the week, then they are surprising how busy it is with big trucks and very loads of vans delivering, but also picking up the wood and supplies, because I also have a store with what all you need for wood, paint and glue and you name it, nails, everything that you can imagine. It's not a big like I call that, well, I know here in Holland we have the Karwei and the Gamma and the Praxis and all those stores. That is not a kind of store. It's really only woods. Wood and wooden floors and wooden stairs and ceilings. Everything. I even have my wooden doors in the living room from them. Alright, so not interesting, but it's not interesting whatsoever. Alright, now I'm just going to cut these pieces. So yeah, there is a lot of traffic going on during the day. Even if they are closed, then they will leave the wood outside the gate, and then they can pick it up. It's a matter of trust, of course. I live in a small town, so they will not steal it, so that's okay. But anyway, so yep. And even sometimes, well, last Sunday, that's a good example. Last Sunday, at it was after 10 o'clock in the evening. There was a big truck standing in front of our window with the alarm lights on, and he was looking for the inside and to park and where he can sleep during the night. God, I hate that, but yeah, okay. So my hubby went outside and asked what he wants, and told him where the best to park. Because not in front of my window. Good Lord, no. Because I don't sleep then. So he told him where he can park safely and with no disturbing our sleep during the night. So yeah, and then the first thing in the morning he can how you call that? Lose his stuff. Did I just cut this not completely straight? Yep, I did not glue this. Alright. Actually, it's not a perfect fit. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, it's not a completely fit, but I just can fix this a little tiny bit at the bottom. So I am gonna make sure that it does not fit, Diane. Just grab another piece of paper. I don't want to. I am gonna cut this one just a tiny little bit. Yep, that's better. Alright. See, even I have that sometimes. And there you go. So that is our first. And then I'm just going to apply this. Let's cut a little circle. Watch your fingers. Cutting this. Alright, place this down where you think it fits nice, and then just test it out. As you can see, this is 2. That does not fit. Definitely we need to go higher then. And then we just go back, and then this is the spot we need. Alright, let's see, what kind of color boîte? I have several options. I have gold ones, silver one, even white ones. I still, because we also have silver charms and golden charms, it's going to be a mix. So I'm definitely not going to use bronze braids. Yeah. I think I'd go for the gold one maybe. Let's check it out. Okay, for this time I am gonna use the silver one. Small silver one. Using the chipboard to create a little space in between. You don't need to have a spacer. Okay, just peel this off. This is just a little cut in a tin chipboard, but that makes that this moves. So you have the space in between right here. I don't know if it's necessary, but and otherwise you can make it tighter. This one is maybe too loose, but let's make it a little tighter. Yeah, this is better. Alright, so maybe you don't need any space. Yeah, this is so much better. Normally with a swing, with a little thread around, it's maybe better for that space. Okay, yeah. Brabbel, 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 blah, 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 blah. And then finally it's done. All right, not the inside, not just yet. But, so yeah. Then we still have a few pages to decorate. I think I will at least go for the same green one for the bottom. What do you think? I think that fits nice. Here we go. Yeah, I'm always thinking if you have a plain piece of paper like this, I always think, well, you can cut a little inside to have a little tag inside. I know. I know. That's my problem. I always think there is always a possibility. Always a possibility to add more. And I know less is more. I know. Like this little guy totally fits. Totally fits. So what to do? Well, first I am gonna cut little corners from this little piece of paper. Then I'm gonna smooch the edges, always. There we go. Then we're just gonna glue this on. I'm not gonna make it too high because I definitely want to have a little tiny tag inside. Is it sweet? Alright. Then I am gonna find a small piece of ruler. Then I'm just going to cut a little incision. And I normally like to make 2 little incisions, so it's a little bit wider, so it's easier to put something inside. There we go. Let's peel this off. Make it as neat as possible, of course. Alright. How long can somebody do? Well, sometimes I also do. I'm not new if I can. Oh yeah, I can. To make this a little bit neater. That's not always the case. It's not always the case, but sometimes the ends are a little bit nicer. Okay, let's now make it wider. Alright, so then we can glue first all the way around. And then of course leave the bottom open. So I'm just gonna start above the incision and then we just go up. Yes. And then we can glue this down. And then we have a little incision pocket. And then of course you always have like these little tags that you can put inside. Alright, but I need to make those a little bit better. Okay, so far this is, yep, cool. Alright, so the rest of the papers you can use. Let's see which one. I think a pink one. Let's see which one. But you get the picture. You get the picture to decorate this. Oh yeah, and then this little guy, this pocket. It's not quite a pocket, but you can make it a little pocket. Does this fit? No. Then I'm going to use this one. Just cut a piece of paper that fits on. Go. Here we go. Put something on this little pocket. I'll find a nice piece of paper that goes on the back. Doesn't matter which one. Maybe you have a leftover piece, but I don't think that I have one, but I can use the back of this one. Here we go. Can cut this a little shorter. I don't need that much. And whatever we can save on papers, we're gonna do, of course, because every little bit we can use that later. Okay, glue this down. Stay away from the fold lines. Here we go. And now we're going to glue down this pocket. Just with, yeah, you can use tape or you can use glue. It's totally up to you what you like to use. I think I am going to use tape to keep it as narrow possible. Here we go. And close it. There you have your extra little pockets. So easy to do. Yep, little pockets. Okay, cool. Yep, and then for the rest, we maybe can use the second one. Oh, that fits marvelous. There we go. Just use it all before you go to the next page. Okay. Yes. Something I did wrong. Yep. I already see what I did wrong. That's a long time that I miscut. Not only miscut. It's this paper. Oh, then this is... Ah! Alright. Then this is too long as well. Oh my. What was I thinking? This is totally going wrong. What I'm doing. Okay. So what I was doing, I was glue this one down, so then this does not open. Oh my god. The medications are staring at my brains, I think. Totally not paying attention. But I solved it. That's the best thing. And like some of you say, I'm just gonna throw this away. Yep, I do. I don't cut mistakes out. Nope. Why? I'm human as well, so there are always things that can go wrong. Alright, so I'm gonna do the rest. I also like to cut a little piece, well now I must, to solve this a little bit. But you always have little pieces here and there. So I am gonna fix my little problems. And I will see you in a second when this little guy is done. And I'm gonna show you the rest what I did. Alright. Okay guys, ages later. This took me quite a while. Alright, first I like to show you what I made on the inside. Yep, leftover pieces. You all know that I love to do that, and the back even. Leftover pieces, and then the inside I just kept it plain, so it's a nice sturdy big booklet. We can write something down nicely. Alright, so then we have this swing tab. Then this goes down with a little pocket, and I have Happy Christmas here at the bottom. And then this is actually pretty easy to make if you have this is I believe a 1 centimeter or ½ inch round circle one. And then you can make this very easy going little decoration. So that is what I made with this one. And then you can lift this up. I decorate the inside as well. Let me show you. But if you are planning on put pictures inside here, then don't. Then keep it plain and save it to add your pictures. And then here we have that cut apart little pocket. So yeah, I always say that I don't like to show you a walkthrough with empty spaces. So that is why I did add design paper on already. But if you are planning on to do pictures on here, then don't. Maybe only at the top, but at the other at the bottom, don't put any design paper on. I did, just told you the reason. Alright, so that is quite a thick page already with that waterfall. And so I definitely, because this is tight, I definitely like to make a well, at least a in between. I don't think a 1/4 is needed, and a 1/8 is maybe too tight. So again, I am gonna make an in between. So that is, what is that? Oh, I always forget. So not a 1/8, not a 3/16. Yep. So that is what I like to make as the opening space for our next page, because this one is tight. Not tight, it's thick. So we definitely want to have a sturdy piece. Here we go. Let's put this one on and then it's time. This, how long? Well, at least 2 hours I spent on only this this page. Oh my god, can you imagine? Well, there was quite some pieces to put on. Alright, so we have our page, our towel. Let's put that on here. Just stay away, a little millimeter away. And then we just can peel off the tape. Here we go, burnish this down. And there you have your big fat page. Alright, so now you still have place to put something inside here as well. Alright, so far so cool. Now it's time to let the dogs out, to let me out, having a little walk for my back. But so far, yeah, it goes really well. So I will see you maybe later today and otherwise tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.